Hello everybody, welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to talk about Rienne, Angel of Rebirth, in deck number 451. Now this is the buy box promo for M20. 5 mana, 5/4 flyer. Okay. Other multicolor creatures you control get +1 to the front. And when another multicolor creature you control dies, return it to its owner's hand at the beginning of the next end step. Now, there are a lot of ways to abuse this. Safi Eric's daughter comes first thing to mind, but I don't have any of her, so we built without her. So, as usual, we're going to go through our mana, the color fixing ramp package-ish kind of stuff. We're hitting checking all the boxes here. First, let's do our rocks. The obelisk, a couple of clue stones, a geode. Then we go into what? Spells? I mean, we've got green, so we're going to be running Harrow. But mostly, we want to run creatures. Now, Sky Shroud Elf, taps for the colors that we want. So does Sylvan Caryatid. Bird Paradise would be awesome in here. Utopia Tree, stuff like that. Thornscape Familiar I'm running, just simply because in this particular deck, it is a very high concentration of multicolor cards. And just like this, the Thornscape Familiar in this particular deck, by discounting the red spells and the white spells, well, you're just about discounting most of the green spells as well, because they're red-green or white-green or something like that. So it's fairly decent. I believe Keeper of Progenitus may be the last monocolor creature, but it does double, your 3 lands. So we have Stewart, the Druid, the Dinosaur Druid, and I kind of like Notvine Mystic. I mean, yeah, it's a little pricey for a mana elf at 3 mana, and you got to pump 1 in it, but you get 3 out of it, so that's not bad. And I didn't know where to put this. All I could figure it as is ramp, because let's face it, Dragon Arch. I mean, yeah, it's 5 to cast, 2 to use, but when you start dropping just huge creatures with it, it's kind of worth it. So let's look at some of these creatures, shall we? Now, since we got the Dragon Arch there, we might as well start big and go down, right? Bobo, I love him. Armada Worm, that's a buy one get one free worm. 10 power for 6 mana, so that's kind of not bad. There are some shenanigans we can do with Realm Razor. The Riders. Tolstamir also brings a friend. Imara becomes tapped, so she works really, really well with the other Celestia 2-drop, Shanna, Burning Tree Shaman. I'm just going to plow through some of these. Swiftblade Vindicator, Woolly Thoctor, Radiant Kavu, and Fleetfoot Panther. Now, Fleetfoot Panther, y'all know that I like to do allure and craziness with this one, and this may have been the perfect deck for that. Maybe throw an Allurin in here and a Pandemonium, or War of the Web, or whatever that thing's called, and then maybe an Angelic Chorus, so you could just Fleetfoot Panther, Allurin, Pandemonium, win. But I've done that. It seems, I don't know, done at this point. So, Loxodon Hierarch's good for saving your team. Spark Trooper, Retaliator Griffin. Now, this card don't get enough love, and it's probably because it is super specific on the mana cost. But an opponent controls deals damage to you. You put that many counters on this flyer, so that's not bad. Knight of New Alara, kind of going to pump your team. Domrish Nordog. Yeah. That's a Planeswalker deck card, so you know what's coming. The Rakeclaw, because a lot of our stuff is Power 5, or is going to get pumped to where it is bigger than Power 5. the Ravager Worm. The Megalanoth. Megalanoth has Blample. Blocking Trample. Yeah, that's right. Blocks a creature, deals damage to that creature's controller. Yeah, so Wilderness Elemental. I love it. Captain Tickles. Rurik Thar. Yes, we do have a lot of non-creature spells in the deck, but we do also have a lot of creatures. Sunder Shaman could either go creature or removal, as well as the Renegades. Playing with 4 walkers, y'all probably already guessed about Planeswalker deck Domri, and then actual set Domri. But a Johnny the Greathearted, that's pretty good. You know, gives your team vigilance and helps out your team. And then Samet to give your whole team haste. Bigger. Let's look at the cool stuff, the enchantments. Now, gratuitous violence is going to help quite a bit, obviously. I love the gratuitous violence over, obviously, the Furnace of Wrath because it just affects your creatures. So that's neat. Unflinching Courage. Glare of Subdual. Now, Glare of Subdual is in there because of the Imara and the every time something taps or untaps, you get the token. Ghazi Glare was a deck from years past, and it was really good. You made a bunch of tokens and you just tapped down their dang board. So, Seedborn Muse might be a good addition, but any green deck of Seedborn Muse would be a good addition. Rhythm of the Wild. Okay. Creatures can't be countered, and then my non-token ones have Riot. Cinder Vines. Cast a non-creature spell. They take a damage. Yeah, that's all right. Shield of the Oversoul is going to hit actually quite a few of our creatures, but giving them +2/+2 flying and indestructible. That's kind of nice. And then True Conviction. True Conviction and Gratuitous Violence together is just good, clean living. That's all there is to it. Some removal in the form of Return to Nature, Celestial Purge. Now, I'm counting Rith's Charm as removal because destroy target non-basic land. There are times when that matters, that you just got to get rid of that Maze of Ith. Sundering Growth, Savage Twister, Hull Breach. Yes, Sensei, Hull Breach. And then Path to Exile. I hate to call it the miscellaneous because I've just found out that the miscellaneous stack shouldn't be, but Reborn Hope. It's a fairly decent card, especially when most of what you have is multicolor. Join Shields. Now that at 5 mana, I'll admit that is a little expensive. Hexproof, Indestructible, and Untap. There are better, but I can see the value in Join Shields. Obviously, I slot into the deck. Of course, a Regrowth, Overrun. Now, I really like Plane-Wide Celebration. I don't know what it is about it. The fact that you can choose the same mode more than once. So you can create 4 creature tokens, get 4 permanents back, proliferate 4 times. What? Or gain 16 life. I mean, is 7 mana good to gain 16 life? I mean, it's probably not what we're casting it for. I mean, that last option is probably never going to be an option. But I like it. And then we're going to get into our non-basics. I think I actually have these sorted out here. We've got the Celestia Lands, the Guildgate, Expanse, and the Blossoming Sand. Boros Garrison going into Boros the Guildgate. Stone Quarry. Windscarred Crag. Scabland. You don't see these in decks too much. They were Tempest only. Heck, they may be even on the list. I think they were they rare? I don't know. They've been so overshadowed because they have both drawbacks. They come into play tapped and they deal the damage. So a lot of people just skip right over them but you know what? As many decks as I'm building, I use as many different cards as I possibly can. I kind of like these. It's just another option that we have. Timber Gorge, Gruul Turf, Rugged Highlands, Gruul Gilgate. Then, of course, our any color lands. Terramorphic, Evolving, Jungle, the Forum, and the Gateway Plaza. So that is what we have got for Rienne. She's I think she'll be a ton of fun. I like the multicolor as a theme. I mean, just not having just multicolor cards, but having it as a dedicated theme. That's pretty sweet. I did find something else here that y'all might be interested in. We're gonna every time I get a code, I'm gonna show it because let's face it, I don't really play Arena, so as usual, first come first serve. It's all you. I'll throw that in the trash now. But that's Rienne, and so we are going to put Rienne up here on the wall. Oh, here we go. And we're starting a new row since she's 451. Of course, all those are the ones. And I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think. And with that, we're going to shuffle and cut.